Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Soulful Saturday. Are you not excited for it? I certainly have been building up. All week long, we've been looking inside of Leanne's journal. I'm opening the kimono and sharing all of it. And like I said yesterday, it's never my intention while writing these things to say, hey, here you go. Come have a look at what I write personally in my journal. However, I do look back on them, and I sometimes find some stuff that I remember in 2018 that really moved the needle in my life. And I figure, as wise women on this journey trying to seek vibrancy, it might resonate with you as well. So welcome to Soulful Saturday. Today is a recorded session because I am being fully present with our house guests who are at this time will be here, but right now I'm waiting for them as we recorded this on Friday. So I'm full disclosure. However, this was going to be my show should I have been there live on Saturday. And I trust you'll find it to be really helpful because I'm going to be talking about the 6 markers of transformation. Yeah! How fun, huh? You know that we're starting the sprint on Monday, right? And I started thinking about that. And this really is a holiday. You can start on Tuesday if you want. I'm giving you a pass. But our official start date is on Monday, July 5th. Okay? Monday, July 5th. Now, if you did not get to see the webinar, then go watch it. savingdinner.com/sprint. This is a refresher course on what it is that you need to do. It will really help and make it a whole lot easier. You can download the guide there, the whole 9 yards, okay? We are starting again on Monday. Also, we have a gala coming up later on in a couple of weeks. I can't believe it. Actually, in 2 weeks. The 13th and the 14th is our gala. If you go to savingdinner.com/gala, you'll get all the juicy details. Now, one little technical thing, sign up for each evening thing, because just because you signed up for Tuesday doesn't mean you're going to automatically get in on Wednesday, and they're all different. These galas are going to be on Crowdcast in the evening and going to be regularly scheduled programs, just like here on Tuesday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. But 7 p.m. Eastern, game on. The gala's going to be glitzy. We're going to get out the razzle-dazzle and do the thing. You're going to want to be there. So make sure you make a reservation. It's just to hold your seat so we know how many people to expect. Okay? Deal? Fun. savingdinner.com/gala. It's all free, and boy, are we going to have fun. Now, underneath me, the little scrolly thingy, it's going this way. I got to go with it. That's letting you know about Full Bloom, our big event that is coming up live in person in September 11th. Saturday, September 11th is our all-day workshop, confluence, my new word. This is where we're going to get together and really do the work on getting out of our fear caves and getting into the purpose of what we've been called to do in the first place, right? Excuse me. I left my hot milk mix again in the kitchen. I hate it when I do that. But I want you to draw your attention to the fact that if you're going to be coming in person, you're going to have to start planning now. Now is the time. So go to savingdinner.com/bloom for that information. You can also come virtually. Ticket prices are set right now. One thing that we have done is we've offered a 3-pay for those of you who are coming and just trying to make it a little bit more affordable. Now, we're not there to gouge you and make it jack up the price and all of that. Excuse me. What we're trying to do is help you out so that you can make this event work for you. There's nothing like being in person with your people. And I promise you, this is going to be some kind of an event. So I sure hope that you can be here in person. If not, virtually, that'll work. Swag bags are going out starting next month for everybody. Virtual, we'll get them, of course, in the mail. And if you're going to be here in person, we're going to hand it to you. Isn't that so cool? Can't wait. And I promise to inappropriately hug everyone who comes in because I cannot wait to meet you in person. So check it out, will you? savingdinner.com/Bloom. Speaking of which, the pop-up boutique is open. We have so much fun stuff in there. Go check it out. Go to savingdinner.com/pop to get all your gear. Let me just tell you, the crew, we're crazy. We're buying everything. Yeah, I mean, Jenny and I were like, well, first of all, it was Amber's idea of having a dog dealio. So Lincoln and Shadow, who you will meet if you're here in person, by the way, will be decked out with their little kerchiefs. Are you kidding? These are our pups. We have official mascots. That's going to be really fun. What else do we have to tell you about? Success tools we capture and put all in one place. And the reason we have done that is just because I make it easy to see what it is that you need. Are you having issues with being mindful with your meals? Well, this is why we created the Mindful Mug. Isn't it so great? And this is a limited edition. It's almost gone. If you don't have one yet, go get it. And read the post, savingdinner.com/mug, to read all about it and what psychologically it does for you. And don't put it in the dishwasher because it will ruin. But it's just such a great cup, and we're almost out. Okay, so keep that in mind. Also, the other thing you need to be looking at too is if you've made goals before and then not followed through, or maybe New Year's resolutions and it was just like you don't even remember what they were. We have a solution to that. It's called the Take Back Your Life Journal. There's a teaching that goes with it, and I show you how to take your goals, compress them into 12 weeks worth of goals, and then take action on them daily. Make them into just 3 goals. It sounds ridiculous, but I'm telling you, it will move the needle in your life, especially if you've struggled with this stuff before. You can find out all about it at savingdinner.com/journal, and I will personalize it to you and send it to you and love you up and help you out with that. Okay, deal? savingdinner.com/journal. And lastly, we have the quote decks. Speaking of having not a lot, these are almost gone. And these are quote decks. Quotes have changed my life for the best. And we have 52 cards in here, and each one of them has the ability to sit on this cute little stand right there on your desk and do their work. You know, makes a difference. savingdinner.com/quote to read all about those. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. I talked about all of that stuff. Isn't that so fun? Here is something that we have a new quote of the week. We always do this on Saturdays. And this one, hello, Cosmic 2x4. Here you go. You don't have what you want because you're not committed to it. I love these things, you know? I love these things. This is going in my workout room. I also have this one in my workout room. Whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. So having these two things side by side, looking at me, you know, when I'm sitting there sweating it out, just remember, it is about commitment and it's about choice. And there it is right there. Boom, boom, 2 Cosmic 2x4s. Our show, blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Our supplement of the week is something that this is one of the most incredible supplements that I'm the most passionate about, and that is LeptaFix. As you lose weight, your leptin, which controls your appetite and controls a lot of different things, your ability to shut it down and say no to cravings and all of that, lives in your fat. So as you lose weight, your leptin breaks. Isn't that just like, that's a cosmic no? Believe me, I'm going to ask God about that. Why would you do that? We're doing the right thing. And here it is breaking down on us. Well, this supplement will help you with that. Now, one of the things that I have discovered doing the Hot Milk 30, because I was doing that with everybody, and you know, you as you're losing weight, your leptin breaks. So I doubled down on my LeptaFix. The directions say take 1. I'm taking 2. And boy, that made a difference. It made a humongous difference. So to that end, we decided buy 1, get one, right? Isn't that great? That's a big time savings. But it is only until Sunday at 12:01. Oh no, Monday, 12:01 a.m. You know what I'm saying. Don't wait. You will regret not getting your Leptafix. Savingdinner.com/show. That's where you're going to get all the details on this amazing supplement. I wouldn't be without it. I would not be without it. I mean, I tell you that all the time, but it's absolutely the truth. Well, today we're going to be talking about the 6 markers of transformation and what they all are. And I was writing this down, and let me see if I can find a date on this. I think this was around, oh my goodness, Leanne. It says that I've got the tyranny of the how. Here it is. It was from October of 2020. And I remember all of this too, because we were just cobbling things together, working really hard. Our supplement line had finally really gotten solidified at that point, and things were moving right along. And so when I went through, I was thinking about, it is all about transformation, always. I think we're always in some kind of a situation where transformation is on the menu, right? I don't think we ever get to this place of saying, well, there you go. I changed all these things and I'm just going to sit back rest on my laurels. Because there's always another step to go. There's another thing to learn. If we dedicate ourselves to being lifetime learners and we dedicate ourselves to being better and to being the best possible versions of ourselves that we can be, I don't see that as perfectionism, by the way. I see that as just being a curious, imaginative woman who wants to step into her best life. And you have to step into your best life. There's always something that needs a little work, always. And I always say that it's never going to be without struggle, but you don't have to board the struggle bus. You just have to recognize and take a look at the things that you're going to get out of the ability of just stepping into this glorious work that's before you, so that you can transform these different things. So whatever it is in your life that you want to transform, we look at it and we call the Daily Dish Show, getting vibrancy back into your life, heart, mind, body, and soul, because we believe that the biggest needle mover is dropping out of the carousel of crazy, which is the diet culture. The diet culture has just basically made a bunch of lifetime customers and making us always want the next big thing, the next pill, the next guru, the next book, the next diet, thinking that's going to be the magic. That's going to be the answer. That's going to be the magical unicorn around the corner. When in fact, what it is getting comfortable and loving yourself the way you are right now, and then starting to turn on and understand that it's all about transformation of your entire life, not just your genes, not just getting that lipstick shade just right. Although we're always looking for the right lipstick, aren't we? We're always looking for a really good pair of jeans that fit just right. Always, sure. But it's not just that. And that, I believe, leads us to a real lifetime of frustration and dissatisfaction. Not vibrancy, not transformation, but just, looking for the wrong things. And so if we can understand this, and instead of being these women who are on this carousel of crazy, going after the same old thing, and being that same negative loop and looking for the next thing, if we can drop out of that and recognize that really what needs transforming isn't just our butts, but our lives. Because what we want is vibrancy. What we want is the things that we want. And it's all custom for you. Yours might be, I want to be able to get, play with my kids in the park and go down the slide, or do whatever it is, to be able to do more things. You get to determine what that is. And that's important, because transformation is deeply personal, and it has to be in order for it to fit you, in order for you to fit your life. You get to make the choices. You need to make the decisions on this. It can't be up to someone else. So when people, oftentimes I'll have people asking me exactly what I eat. I've had that a number of times, like a direct message, Facebook message or something. What exactly are you doing? What exactly is this? Well, I have different things going on probably than you, Chances are I might have a few years on you. I'm definitely postmenopausal. I'm definitely have struggled with Hashimoto's thyroiditis for years, and I've definitely been on the other side of what it feels like to feel like your life is completely out of control. So here's some of the things that work for me, but your mileage may vary. But it isn't just about getting your food under control. That the food is the thing that controls and fuels your life. But there are other factors that need to come into it. And I believe the reason why we're not getting the transformations that we want, maybe with our butts and our genes and all of that, is because we have divorced ourselves from the rest of our lives. And when we see that they're all intimately connected and we want to heal and love up our lives and have better relationships, more love, more empathy, more care, better community, friendships, relationships, all of the stuff, marriages, then that's when we make a wholehearted, determined effort to begin the transformation process. So, what are those 6 things? Well, the first thing is our environment is the number one thing that we have to set up. We're constantly seeing what's going on. Our eyes are constantly scanning and taking in information. This is why, I'm so rabid about our success tools that I just explained to you, especially the quote deck, especially having quotes. I mean, not only do I have a quote here, on my quote deck, but I also, across the room from me, I'm looking at energy flows where your attention goes. I'm always looking at that because my attention, as someone with ADD, goes all over Kingdom Come. It just does. That's just my operating system. And understanding that's not, I don't shirk that anymore. I don't fight it anymore. I know that. And I have to bring myself back to center. Meditation helps with that as well, obviously. But your environment sets you up for success. It's in your, what you have in your peripherals is really going to make a difference. So, if you have a pantry full of food, every time you open it up, you're just going, oh my gosh, my head's on fire. This is so hard. There's the chips that the husband's eating. There's the, cupcakes that the kids are on to, and the cookies and all of that stuff. And this is all stuff that you used to participate in. Well, you need to create your own pantry. One that you don't open the door to that stuff, or you tell your kids, go get me the can of tomatoes out of there, or whatever it is that you need to do. But you need to set that environment up so that you're not in a constant push me, pull you, not in a constant fight and constant take it all down, because it's exhausting to do that. Because every time you're opening the pantry door and you're having to make a decision, am I going to reach for those cookies or not? You're going to find yourself breaking down because your environment is not set up for your success. And same with like the clutter in your whole life. You're just living in this squalor, or not even that, but or just, your workout bike has become a place that you put all your dirty clothes or hang your dirty clothes on, or you've got laundry stacked to the ceiling or whatever. It's frustrating. It's always looking at you and talking to you. Having visual peace and inside peace and being able to get centered and all of that stuff is going to make a difference. Your environment sets you up for success. One of the first things I always tell, I've done with some of my coaching clients, depending on where they are, and, I kind of get to know them before. But that would be, did you make your bed this morning? Do you make your bed every day? I ask that question because it is often telling about what else they're doing on the regular or not. When we have a success formula for ourselves that includes a setup, our environment that is set up for success, it makes all the difference in the world. So environment's number one. Number two is your behavior. How do we behave? Now we think about children and how they behave. But if we behave in a way that automatically looks for the negative, automatically says, yeah, but our behavior is standing in the way of what it is that we want to do. Now, that's part of the mindset piece, of course, but we behave in a way that lines up with the negative instead of lining up with the things that we want. If we behave in a way that's procrastinating all the time, if we behave in a way that says, I'm just not willing to go there or give this up. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I said, I'm just not going to give up cream for my coffee. When I've said, it's going to make a difference, I promise you. I I usually don't see those. I usually don't get these people coming back because of the unwillingness. You know, I look at that and I just think, our behavior has to fall in line with what it is that we want. Our behavior has to line up with those things. We cannot keep doing the same thing and expecting that the results are going to be any different. That I'm taking Einstein's very famous quote and kind of, giving it a little twisty there. But it's the truth. Our behavior is just telling what we really do believe deep down, or that we're fighting ourselves with. And this is where we get to the alignment assignment of making sure that our behavior is in line with what our thoughts are. Because when we have alignment there, then we don't have the mental fatigue that we gather from doing the opposite of what we say that we want to do. Let's say you've decided that you're taking up a walking habit or some kind of movement habit, and you just let it go, or your body clutter buddy, you've gone MIA and stopped talking to them, whatever it is. When our behaviors become out of sync with the things that we want, and we're unwilling to do those things and unwilling to do the hard stuff, then we're struggling within, and we're fighting within, and we feel less than, and we shame ourselves, and we don't get the things that we want out of life. The vibrancy fizzles, not sizzles. To get vibrancy back, our behavior has to be in alignment with what we're thinking about. Number 3 is our capabilities. We all have very specific capabilities. Some of us have more of a talent of one thing than the other, and just sometimes oddball things. I was on the debate team in high school. I have a pretty good ability to be able to think on my feet, pretty good ability. And I can be persuasive, and I am pretty good with the written word. Those things are easier for me than other things. Now, if you ask me to do something that required listening to something and then, putting it all back, I don't know that I would be able to do that very well. I have to take copious notes. When I was in college, my notes were ridiculous. They were good too. I could have sold them. Had I been more entrepreneurial, I would have done that. But I needed that for my own benefit because I knew what kind of a learner I was. The capability that I had is that I'm a visual learner. Give it to me visually. I'll listen to it, but I need to then make a visual of it so that I can have recall. That's a capability of mine. It's also my learning style. And you should know yours as well. When we look at our capabilities, what are we capable of doing? A lot more than we think we are, true. But also, there's a lot of things that we really need to get lined up, that we need to start looking at where am I good at? Am I good at the details and process, or am I big at big picture and casting a vision? Where are you in that whole thing? These are important things for you to know about yourself, because when we leverage our own capabilities, we can take that to the next place. So let's say you have a great imagination and you're very creative. I think we all are imaginative and we all are creative. We spend a lot of time saying, I'm just not creative. I'm just not whatever. Remember, our reticular activating system saying, there you go. Okay, if that's what you want, okay. But our creativity is there just by asking. Our creativity can come into play at any time when you make a decision for it, okay? That's a big deal. And understand that your capabilities are things that you can take to the bank and cash in and use to your advantage to help with your transformation. Use that creativity that you have, I see these things all the time of people, the things that people are capable and they do, and the ideas. I think about the creativeness of Amber, and when she first unveiled our Take Back Your Life journal, from taking, my stuff and then putting it in her creative realm. Wow. So that's 2 capabilities. Here, I wrote this, and she's like, here, I decorated, I baked the cake. She made it gorgeous though. Do you see where I'm going with all of this? We all have that. And those capabilities are the things that differentiate us from everyone else, and help us to fully express who we are. And I think a lot of times, a lot of us are walking around with hidden capabilities, with unmet needs even from bearing these capabilities that have been inside of us. And I'm talking about talents and the capacity and the abilities and all the rest of it to do the different things that you want in your life. But using capability is one of the things that helps us to transform our lives. Number 4 is our beliefs. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, could we get really wrapped up in this stuff, Yesterday on yesterday's Q&A, I shared what my top 10 most inspirational quotes are. And I will just say for that day, because honestly, there's more than 10. As you know, we've got a lot of them here. What is this all about? It's all about your belief in yourself, your belief in your environment, your belief in your life, your belief in God, your beliefs, period. End of story. But what you believe is always going to show up in your life. 100% is always going to show up in your life. Do you know why? Because you can't go past those beliefs. If you believe that you no way can do something, you're not even going to attempt it or try. But if you believe, I might have a chance at that, and give it a stab and give it everything that you've got, and even if you don't hit the mark, you're going to believe a little bit more about yourself and say, okay, so this is one thing that I can't do, because there's something that I can do, and there's something that I can find out about. We have to have these beliefs. We have to instill these beliefs and identify with them, which is number 5. Our identity is wrapped up in all of the above. Who are we? I've spoken to people who say identify with a political party, or they identify religiously, or they identify, whatever with their sexuality. They identify with different things compositely of who they are. But I think, honestly, that our identity needs to be really rooted and grounded with who I believe who God says we are. And if he says we're a daughter of the King, then I'm fully there, sitting at that table, eating from the bounty, And that was a big deal for that. That was one of my big transformational things that happened with me, is that I went through some counseling, and I finally saw, and just lots of prayer and transformative and journaling and what have you, that I didn't feel like the daughter of a king, that I didn't feel like that woman sitting at the table worthy of sitting at that table, because of a lot of issues and stuff, and blah blah blah. But I felt more like the dog under the table hoping for scraps. And my goal in life is to say to every woman who ever felt like the little dog under the table just hoping for a little scrap, is that you're certainly worthy of sitting at the table when you know who you are. You are the daughter of the King. And if we can just start there, that identity, the rest of the identity stuff takes care of itself. And I believe that that's our core central value of who we are. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are the apple of his eye. We are here on purpose and for purpose. I say those things all the time because that boils down the identity thing right then and there, doesn't it? It takes you to that level of who you are and how important it is that you're here, and that you are not here by accident. You're not just, some cosmic mishap. You're purposely put here at this time for a reason. And guess what? You get to discover that. You get to discover that. That's why we're talking about this in full bloom, from fear to here, and get to that place of your purpose and what you get to do with that. What a beautiful thing, right? What a beautiful thing to be able to do. And when we can identify with that and really believe and get to the place of belief that we're not that little dog under the table, but that we are indeed sitting at the table. We're indeed sitting at the table with others, enjoying the feast. That's a picture. And I invite you into really embracing that and holding that in your heart. And then the last one, number 6, is your purpose. Now, a lot of people will say, I just don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what to do. I don't know, la, 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 la. Well, one of the things that I know, and I know that I know that I know that I know that I know all the way, is this: that when you drop the how from the equation, and instead know in your heart of hearts what is what you get stirred in your heart about, what turns you on, what you think would be wonderful. Instead of asking how that's all going to happen, allow it to just feel it. When I was in 8th grade, I've shared this story before with you. I wrote a short story that my teacher didn't believe that I wrote, and I wrote this. It was about my own dog and this girl and her dog, and blah blah blah. And I remember walking back from his desk to my desk and thinking in my head, I am going to be a New York Times bestselling author one day. I don't even know that I really understood what that was, except maybe saw it on television or something. But I knew that was something that I wanted to be an author. I wanted to be a writer. At that moment, wisely, in 8th grade, I didn't question the how. I got a lot of people along the way say, oh, you shouldn't do that. My mom said, oh, you should go into human resources. I had a priest tell me, you need to be an accountant. I had people telling me what it was that I should do. My heart of hearts knew that my purpose was to teach, was to write, and was to communicate. That's my big thing. That's what I felt in my heart of hearts. I used cooking for a long time with that and all of it. But my purpose is bringing other women just like me into this fold of knowing that you're here on purpose and for purpose. When we start to get that, we get to see exactly what it's about, and it will unfold. When I was in 8th grade, I had no idea how that was going to work out, until I got the phone call from my agent saying, you need to pull over, because I was driving. And she told me that she said, you and Marla's book just got on the New York Times bestselling list. And I just broke down and cried and cried and cried. When we did it, when we wrote the book, we were sitting here going, yeah, this is what our path is to getting this New York Times thing. It just happened. The how wasn't up to me. The how was a God thing, and it all came together. That happens. We just need to have faith and belief that our purpose will always come into fruition and into clarity and unveil itself and reveal itself like an onion, one little thing at a time. And I can look back and tell you all the things that led up to that moment when I had to pull the car over and cry my eyes out because I couldn't believe that goal had actually been made. And everything led to this, but I just didn't see it until that moment. I didn't see it. The how was all in how it all came together, but I didn't see it. So that's a really cool story, I think. I have a friend, Sean Croxton, who was on a big road trip, and he was listening to the comedy on Sirius FM. And he said, what they should do is they should have motivational talks, man. I would listen to that all the time. And he thought in his head, he goes, I'm going to contact Sirius. I'm going to tell them this is what they need to do. Well, he wrote them. Nothing happened from it. And then he decided, a few months later, hey, I never heard from you, but this is my idea. Well, long story short, he had somebody approach him about something, turns out like Stitcher or something, and Stitcher is owned by Sirius. And now his motivational talks that he does, that he collects these just different motivational talks. Guess what? Quote of the day is his show. If you ever want to watch it, it's on podcast. It's on wherever you get your podcasts. And I listen to it religiously. And he's also a friend and very, I have high admiration for him. Now he's going to be on Sirius FM with this motivate. He didn't question how I'm going to do this. He just started the process. It's it. When we got our house, same idea. I didn't know how we were going to do it. I just knew that it was on my vision board. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to put it out there. It felt really vulnerable and kind of icky because what if it didn't happen? Would I be a fool in front of all these women? Blah, blah, blah. Well, it happened. And all I'm saying to you is that when you are called by purpose and for purpose, and you start to put all of these things together to transform your life, transformation happens. It just does. Transformation is what we're about. We're here to do that, not just transform ourselves, but to transform people around us, to offer them hope instead of hopelessness, to offer them love instead of feeling like they're isolated in a way, to come together and to bring people together. You know, one of my favorite things is going into the Hot Melt Sprint group and just kind of sitting back and reading everything and seeing how everybody is doing. Because I'm seeing this, on purpose and for purpose stuff happening in front of my very eyes. Women taking this transformational stuff seriously and transforming their lives and their families at the same time and their workplaces. It's a ripple effect. This is what happens when we decide that we're going to transform. Bruce Lipton wrote The Biology of Belief. He's one of my favorite people. He says that we need to think beyond our genes and think into the place of what is possible. Because we think that, and when he's talking about our genes, he's not talking about your size 6 genes that are on your dream board, maybe. He's talking about your genes as in your DNA and all of the rest of it, right? And he's saying that because oftentimes people will say, well, in my family, we have a lot of diabetes, Okay. But that doesn't mean that you need to be limited by that genetic stuff. We need to start thinking in terms of possibility, in terms of transformation, in terms of what it is that we really want. And I believe what we really want, that hot desire that's inside of us, that there's a purpose for that. And if we go after that, how will figure it out for us, and we'll just start to line up. We don't need to know how. We just need to know that it's time to start packing boxes for that dream house. It's time to start believing that anything is possible. It's time to start doing the things that will transform our environment, our behavior, our capabilities, our beliefs, our identity, and our purpose. Because our purpose is that we are here on purpose, to find our purpose, and that is to help others and to do it in a way that not only glorifies God, but it also brings a lot of other people along the way. It's really incredible what happens when we're heeding that call. But you got to be listening, and you got to be active, and you can't just sit on the couch and hope for the best. It doesn't work that way. So go get busy. You've got all of Soulful Saturday to go get your thing done. How about it? Deal? Peace be with you. I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.